Hey guys, welcome back to Addicted to Fishing. We're finally back in the garage. The floor is all done. Ready to start making some videos again. So the first video back in the tackle room is going to be on microbaits, kind of that finesse fishing technique. I'm going to go over a handful of different soft plastics, some different hard baits, some other different stuff. So stick around and to the end of the video. There might be a nice surprise or two in there. But anyway, let's get right on into it. We're going to cover, like I said, some hard baits. We're going to cover the soft plastics. We're going to talk about some rigging, some fishing, the whole 9 yards. So let's first start out with the micro fishing. We're talking about small stuff in bodies of water where it's really highly pressured. Primarily, this is in some of the small rivers, creeks, below the spillways, different dams and stuff that I might fish that are really highly pressured, and I'm trying to finesse fish for some smallmouth. Catch a few crappie, white bass, things of that nature. So start right on in on hard baits. I haven't got them all out of the box. I do have a couple out. We'll start with my newest collection, or newest item that I've added to my collection. This little Yo-Zuri crankbait. Bought a couple of those. Bought them both in Red Crawl. Red Crawl for me works pretty much all year long. It's really hot in the spring, but I do catch fish on it year long. Another nice little bait in that micro size is the rattle trap. And guys, I'm talking tiny, micro. A little bit bigger size. The little Rebel Crawl. Everybody knows what the little Rebel Crawl is. Let me get it by the bill. Great little crawfish imitator. Works great. A little jerk bait. This happens to be a Rapala. You can see the color scheme here. Reds, shad colors. Some Shad Rap type. If I can get one off of there. Oh, yep. Got that natural shad color. Chrome shad color. I do that all the way up to poppers. I do apologize, guys, for not pulling these out ahead of time. These are small poppers. Small little Heddon Zara puppy. The Lucky Craft gunfish. Little topwater walking bait. The Lucky Craft Sammy. And a few other little crankbaits. I did get into some fluorescent colors. I'm not gonna pull these three apart, but you can see these little crankbaits. Little crankbaits, nice little moving bait to keep things moving. Catch some nice smallmouth on those. While I'm smallmouth fishing, I'll catch some small channel cats, some bigger crappie, things of that nature. More on the hard bait side. And I keep these in just a couple of different colors too. This is the Z-Man micro chatterbait. You see that's in a chartreuse and white. Keep it in a shad color. I will be starting to make some of these on my own for my own size. And of course I have a black and blue. Nice little straight line trailer on the end. That happens to be a Kitech, and I just happen to cut the paddle tail off just to kind of keep it a straight tail. It works perfect on that little bait. Still in that same kind of line of a moving bait. Little tiny spinner baits. I try to keep my colors simple on these things, guys. You know, generally a red for early spring. A chartreuse. Got one that's kind of a bluegill color. And then I got the Ultimate Shad Imitator in a kind of silver white color. I do also, and I bought a bunch of these at Walmart when they were closing out. You can take any type of regular jig head that you want. This one's a bad example because I would not rig this that way. But if this was just a regular Okashira head, this particular head, without the spin blade, imagine that with a little spark shed on the back. Anyway, you can take one of these guys and make your own spinner. Just by simply attaching an arm and a blade. It's probably not the best head to show you, but great to make it on the fly adjustment, change it up to spinner bait. I keep that, those are blades in a couple of different sizes. Inline spinners, you know, the Mepps spinners. I don't know if I got one here that's free. Most of you guys know what these are. Again, to keep it simple, just a couple of different colors. Along that same line, small swim bait heads. This is one I pour myself. It's kind of the Megabass knockoff. The VMC. You know, I'm talking small stuff. VMC Boxer. The regular Okashira head. No prop blade. And then what they call the Okashira spin blade. And I've showed you these in other videos. I showed you how I make them small underspins. These were made by a company called Trippy Jigs. They do a great job. It's got the little Victory hook in the back. Nice little Woolly braid. Here's one that, you know, I told you guys about making your own chatterbaits with just about any head. I took this head and made the chatterbait out of it. Cut the little eye, inserted the small blade. I've got a bunch of these small blades. I accidentally ordered that blade by accident, thought it was the bigger blade. Turns out that it was a small blade, and I took it and ran with it. I think it's going to be a great little homemade chatterbait versus having to spend the money on the Z-Mans. So that's pretty much all my different types of jig heads, some of the different types of hard baits. I know there's a whole bunch more different baits out there. Some of the ones that I use, I just kind of keep it simple. I don't try to go too far off the edge. I'm going to kind of quickly go through some of these soft plastics that I choose. There's only one that I don't have up here or out that I will talk about. Some of these may be a surprise to you, others may not. But we'll quickly go through some of these. The first one is the 3-inch or the 2-inch 2.8 Kitech. This is the small Kitech, guys. Take one out of the bag so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, we're talking small, guys, tiny. We need to get little. Match and a hatch. Fall, well, midsummer leading into fall, you're going to find a lot of shad that's more this size. Some bodies of water, my gizzard shads, I can find a lot of them that size. I kind of keep it simple again, white, kind of a, I think they call this one Pro Blue. This one is, I think, Silver Flash Minnow. So the Keitech is one. Let's see, what else do I have in that kind of world. Also from Keitech, I like the Easy Shiner. Kind of gives a little different look. I don't see a lot of people throwing the Easy Shiner. I find these all the time. Well, I found a bunch of these on clearance. It's a little bit bigger bait. It's probably a 3-inch bait, 3.5-inch bait. I like that little paddle tail that it has. I do have a bunch of these, so I just bag them up how I need them, just to kind of keep my bags light. I'll kind of cover that too for you real quick. I'll cover the different tackle boxes that I use. Moving away from, well, the paddle tail swim bait, kind of into a regular swim bait. The only one that I don't have out here that I will talk about. I thought I grabbed one, but I didn't. But I use the Megabass Hazedog. The Hazedog is a great little swim bait. You could drop shot this. I could throw that behind any of those little jig heads. The other one is right here on this particular screw head. That's the Spark Shad. That's the smaller version of the Spark Shad. I believe there's 3 different sizes Spark Shad. I've only got 2. Those work really, really well. Another one that I've just picked up and started using, I know the hype's out there about them, but the Sakushu Bug by 10,000 Fish. It's a great little structure bug along the bottom. Little types of crawls, lizards. This is the tiny brush hog. Guys, I'm not talking anything big at all. 3 inches is primarily the biggest we're going to go here. Tiny brush hog. That's great to just toss around, drag it Texas rigged, throw it weightless. Texas rig, you're using something like a 1/0 hook. I don't need to pull out a 1/0 hook for people to realize what a 1/0 hook is. The TRD tube, great to drag around on the bottom. A couple of the ones that I've been playing with a lot and I've had a lot of good success with is the TRD Cross by Z-Man. I don't necessarily Ned rig these, I'll Texas rig these. Use them as a trailer. They're great on the back of the little chatterbaits. They're great Texas rigged. I've had a lot of success with those Texas rigged. The other one is the TRD Bugs. This one's a little bit bigger. A little different type of profile. This is more along the lines of something that you'd want to pitch and flip. I don't have the back set appendages broke apart. It gives you a lot of little action. Plus it's that Z-Man quality stuff. Holds up really well, very durable. I do keep all my Z-Man in the original package. Guys, if you've never messed with Elastec and regular plastic do not mix. Z-Man actually suggests that you keep all of their baits in their original package. I've had some in other packages, and the package itself and the bait haven't mixed too well. Back to kind of a swim bait. These are great drop shotted. They do give you 2 that are pre-rigged. This is a Berkley Power Bait in 2-inch, a black shad. Got a lot of crappie on these. A couple more here, guys, on the soft plastics. This is the Tiny Fluke. 2.5 maybe. And then the biggest I've got, and I've been kind of playing around with them, is the Power Baits Max Scent. These are the flat nose minnow. You can drop shot these. I've actually been throwing them with a small weight and working it like a fluke works absolutely fantastic. And sometimes I get out real small grubs and I want to throw those on kind of a swim bait head. This is literally my smallest swim bait head that I have. Guys, that's about as big as a 50-cent piece all the way around. That's tiny. You compare that to the Okashira, and you went way finesse. This is something that I use throwing this out when I'm crappie fishing or fishing for bluegill. Works really, really good. Even places that are highly pressured, sometimes the bluegill get real finicky. Boxes that I use and the bag that I use. And I've kind of been playing around with these boxes a little bit, making my tackle bags as light as I can when I'm going out. I use two different kinds. There's a rare Plano, and then the Plano waterproof. I'll put some of the hard baits in a waterproof. There's a couple of them other ones that I use because the compartments I can get bigger than the waterproof. This one's got some chatterbait in it. You can see I got a spin head with a flat nose minnow in it. Another one with some small crankbaits. Not necessarily finesse, but they are smaller. And then all I'm using are these Cabela bags. Each pocket's got different things in them, different soft plastics. I can load that thing up. I still get carried away and make them too heavy. But once I get to the lake, I generally lighten that load up significantly. There's a couple of places that I've been going. There's quite a bit of a hike, not just to the lake, but all the way around it. So I want to keep my tackle bag is absolutely as light as possible. I can fit 4 of those boxes perfectly inside one of those. I've actually got 4 or 5 of them. You find those at Cabela's dirt cheap. You can find them for $9.99 or whatever they are. But anyway, that's about it for some micro finesse. I do throw it on a 7-foot medium light to a light power spinning rod, a 2500 or 1500 1000 series, somewhere between 1000 and a 2500 series reel. Throw it on 15-pound braid to a 8-pound leader, 10-pound leader, whatever I need. If I'm around some cover, I'll go up to 10-pound lead. Sometimes I use a real small swivel on that connection between the braid to a mono or a fluorocarbon lead. This is just the VMC rolling swivel. It's a size 8. I don't know how well you can see those in there. I'm hoping inside that bag you can see it a little bit better. And then these packs were on sale, 50% off. It's the Eagle Claw Power Light swivel. I think I actually got those at Ollie's. And let me see. I don't see the size on that. But anyway, those smaller swivels will go through the eyes of the guides pretty well. I try not to even get it up that far. A lot of times if I'm using that swivel, I'm using, just a real short 8 to 12 inch lead. And the only reason why I use that swivel is some of the baits that I use, I don't want the line twist. That roller bearing swivel will help keep that line twist out. It's a good little trick for you. But anyway, that's about it on the micro baits. If you have any questions, comments, or any other things that you like to throw, feel free to drop that down in the description button. Again, guys, I'm sorry it's taken a few minutes to get back to videos. I'm going to have a few rolling out real soon. I got some good informative videos coming. So stay tuned. If you haven't hit that notification bell, please do. Hit the subscribe button. It all helps the channel. Like the videos, comment on the videos, share my videos, and we'll just keep rolling. Thanks a lot, guys.